Hello guys, today in this video we are going to discuss about PCA, which is Principal Component Analysis. So this procedure is used in machine learning. So we will see the example today now. This is our example question of the PCA. So here we can see there are two variables x and y. So each of them are having 10 rows. So based on these values we are going to perform the PCA operation now. Here, as there are 10 rows in each of the variable, so the n will be the 10. So based on this n value, we are going to take mean of x and mean of y. So here I have calculated the mean. So the final mean would be 1.81 and for y it would be 1.91. So we'll add all of this and by 10 and same procedure, add this by 10. So after this we want to find the covariance matrix. So the covariance matrix formula would be this: covariance of x comma x and x comma y and then y comma y. So this would be the formula. Covariance of x comma x will be xi minus x bar, which means mean of x whole square by n minus 1. So initially we have calculated the mean values, but we don't have x minus nu, xi minus x bar value. So we have to take each and every xi with x bar, and we have to take the summation of their whole square. So here we have calculated the xi minus x star and yi minus y bar, and I have mentioned xi minus x bar as a and yi minus y bar as b, and I have multiplied both of them ab, and I have taken the xi minus x bar whole square as a square, and I have taken yi minus y bar whole square as b square. Finally, all these values are calculated and I have tabulated them in this way. Finally, we will get AB as 5.539, A square as 5.549 and B square as 6.449. So the covariance matrix A would be 5.549, 5.539, 5.539, 6.449. These are the values. We have substituted each and every covariance of x comma x. This is covariance of x comma x. This is x comma y. This is x comma y. This is y comma y. So we have calculated the covariance of each of them, and finally we are dividing them with n minus 1. Here n is equal to 10. So we are taking n minus 1, which is 9, and we are dividing the covariance matrix with that. Final output would be 0.6166, 0.6154, 0.6154 and 0.7166. So after this procedure completion, we have got our final covariance matrix. So now our procedure is to find the eigenvalues. So eigenvalues can be calculated with this formula: a minus lambda I is equal to 0. And we substituted a minus lambda I here, and we got this values, and finally we will get a quadratic equation. So this quadratic equation can be solved using this formula mentioned here. You can take the formula, or else to make it easier we can even calculate these values using scientific calculator. So finally we would get the output as lambda 1 is equal to 1.2841, then lambda 2 is equal to 0.0491. So here initially we have taken a minus lambda I. So it means covariance matrix A minus of lambda into identity matrix. As we know, the identity matrix will be 1 0 and 0 1, like so. Based on that we are going to take minus lambda I. So we will finally get this quadratic equation as shown here. You can check this. So this would be the eigenvalues. So ignore this, there is an error. So like here this would be the final matrix which we would get. So as we got lambda 1 and lambda 2 values, initially we are going to substitute lambda 1 to calculate the first eigenvector. So we will substitute lambda 1 in both of these places. After substituting we will get these values. So to find our eigenvectors, we will multiply with the eigenvectors. Actually initially we will take a11 and a12 as eigenvectors. So we need to calculate the values of a11 and a12. So here we will take the product of the matrix, and finally we will get two linear equations. So these linear equations should be solved by hand, because if you use the calculator or any other means to solve this equation, you would get a11 is equal to 0 and a12 is equal to 0. So the major problem is we have to find these eigenvectors in other means of way. So I will tell you the procedure how to find that. So initially we will send one of the variable to the right hand side. So finally we will have this like a11 is equal to 0.a12. So we will get both of these equations in this form. After getting this, we will add these equations. So after adding, we are getting 1.2788 A11 is equal to 1.1785 A12. So this would be our final output after adding our both equations. So I am sending the LHS numbers to the right side. So it will be A11 is equal to some division and A12. So finally I will get A11 is equal to 0.9215 A12. So after this, after taking the values, here we are going to divide them. So here we got A11 is equal to 0.9215 A12. So I am sending A12 to the left hand side. So you would get the matrix in this way, A11, A12, 0.9215. As we know, the below one, when we send the A12 this side, we will have 1 in the below of the numerator. So this would be the matrix eigenvector. So here what we are going to do is to find the final eigenvector value, we are taking root of whole square of A11 square plus whole square of A12 square. So I repeat, here we are taking square root of A11 square plus A12 square. I repeat it again. We are taking square root of A11 square plus A12 square. So this is an important step. So after calculating the root of A11 square plus A12 square, we will finally get root of 1.8491. So the final value after taking the square root, we will get 1.35. After getting this final value, we are dividing with these eigenvectors. So 0.9215 and 1 is divided by with this 1.3598. So finally we will get the eigenvector. This is the final eigenvector which we get after the procedure is completed. Similarly, as here we have seen that minus lambda is substituted here. Initially we have taken lambda 1 1.2841 and solved this problem. Now we are taking lambda 2 0.0491 and we are substituting here. So after substituting, we will get these values here. So again the same procedure is repeated. We will take the product of both of the eigenvectors and we will get the equation. We will send one of them to the right hand side. Then finally we will find the A21 by sending the left hand side numbers. So finally you will get minus 1.0845 and 1. Same procedure again, root of A21 whole square plus A22 whole square is taken. We will divide this with the eigenvector and finally we will get the second eigenvector. So as we know that we got the eigenvector 1 and eigenvector 2, so we have to find the PCA, final principal component analysis. To find this, we will consider the total variance here. So the total variance formula is lambda here, as I mentioned, lambda is eigenvalues. So we will take the lambda 1 and lambda 2. Lambda 1 is 1.2841 and lambda 2 is 0.0491. So here we will substitute those things in this formula. So finally we will get this. The same procedure is taken for eigenvector 1 and 2, lambda 1 by lambda 1 plus 2 and lambda 2 by lambda 1 plus 2. We will get finally 96% here and this 3.6%, which is approximately 4%. So as we see here, we get the very high value for eigenvector 1 and the eigenvector 2 value is very minute, 4%. So the main aim of principal component analysis is to reduce the data values which is available, to reduce the stress to calculate the entire output. So based on our convenience, we can remove the eigenvector 2, which is like it's only 4% of the entire probability. We can remove the eigenvector 2. We can remove this entire thing if necessary, or else we can consider both of them based on our requirements. So this is the end of the video. Thank you. For more videos, subscribe my channel, and if you are happy with my work, like, share and subscribe my channel and smack the notification button to get the latest notifications of my channel videos. Thank you.